we in the West experience the entity behind the ayahuasca brew, who has harnessed the ayahuasca brew to access human consciousness. In some cultures, the spirit of ayahuasca is seen as male, not as female. That's particularly so amongst a few of the Amazonian cultures, but generally the spirit is seen as female. She's a shapeshifter. She can be whatever she wants to be. I'm just struck by the similarity to this Egyptian image from the right, the goddess Isis feeding Ankh, immortal life, to the pharaoh Seti I. And let's not forget, for more than 3,000 years, the ancient Egyptians put their best minds to work on the mystery of death. And we should not dismiss their explorations into what happens after death as simple fantasies, because there's 3,000 years of work went into those explanations. Of course, scientists don't believe in any survival of death. For science, which is focused largely on weighing, measuring, and counting, we're just biological machines. We got our consciousness. It's an accidental byproduct. It's an epiphenomenon of brain activity. We needed these big brains to compete in the jungle of the universe. And as an accident, our big brains gave us consciousness. The notion, therefore, that consciousness might survive death is abhorrent to most scientists, particularly to scientists like Richard Dawkins, who somehow knows that there is no life after death. How can anybody possibly know that? It's a great mystery. None of us know what's going to happen when we die. Maybe we just will blink out and there's nothing more. Or maybe there is something more, as many ancient traditions suggest. I think we should listen to those ancient traditions. Ayahuasca means the vine of souls or the vine of the dead, and does so for good reasons. There are many similarities in the ayahuasca journey to what we call near-death experiences in the West. A sense of encounter with those who have passed on, with deceased relatives communicating with us. And very frequently, and painfully, ayahuasca requires us to confront and question our own behavior during life. It puts us on the spot. She puts us on the spot. Look at your own life and look at it seriously. What have you done with it? And this is so similar to the ancient Egyptian view, which is expressed symbolically as the judgment of the soul. Here, in one of the tombs of the nobles on the west bank at Luxor in Upper Egypt, we see the deceased being ushered into what is called the Hall of Maat. This is the goddess Maat, and that feather that is her symbol that she wears on her headdress is the feather of truth and cosmic justice and harmony. The soul is brought into her presence and then confronts this scene, which is the weighing of the soul depicted here as the heart of the individual, weighed in the scales against the feather of Maat. You do not want your heart to be heavy with wickedness and to outweigh that feather. You want to be in balance with that feather from the ancient Egyptian point of view. Now, there are many moral aspects to the ancient Egyptian judgment scene. These guys up here are called the 42 negative assessors. And they're going to ask the soul 42 questions. And ideally, the soul should be able to answer no to every one of them. They include some of the 10 Commandments. Did you kill? Did you steal? Did you lie? Ideally, we should be able to answer no to all of them. But the ancient Egyptians knew that we are frail human beings. We will constantly make mistakes. We will constantly backslide during life. The point is, do we use this opportunity of life to make ourselves better people? Or do we waste that opportunity of life? So there's the scales, and there's the feather, and there's the heart. And over here on the right is the god Thoth, the god of wisdom, supposed inventor of writing, who's writing down the judgment on a pallet. Over here is Amit, the eater of the dead, those who have lived wicked, selfish, cruel, vicious lives. Their journey will not continue. They will face annihilation in the Hall of Maat. And sitting at the head of the hall is the god Osiris. I love this image that Santa photographed in the tombs of the nobles. The objective of the whole journey is that at the end of it, you should be able to look your own soul in the face and say, yes, I made mistakes. Yes, I committed errors. But I tried to put them right. And by and large, I did good. And there's another more fundamental question than any of the moral questions. And that question, it seems to me, is, did you get it? Did you get what we gave you the gift of life for, what the universe gave you the gift of life for? It's a precious opportunity to be born in a human body, to have the potential to explore consciousness in the way that we do. Did you get it, that you were given a privilege to be here? Or did you waste your time on frivolous pursuits and on production and consumption and on your ego and on accumulating material possessions? The ancient Egyptian pyramid